Yeah, I can see that. But I gotta ask you about Trump. How you feel about his assassination attempt?
I believe the Donald Trump assassination attempt was completely staged, completely fabricated, and completely artificial. And I'm going to tell you why. Whenever there is a state execution, there's always a backup killer. JFK had a backup killer. Dr. King had a backup killer. Every time they want to take somebody out, there's a backup killer. If the first shooter miss, the second shooter hit. They leave nothing to chance. You're not going to convince me that somebody wanted to kill Donald Trump here in Pennsylvania on July 13th while Kamala Harris was downtown Philadelphia on the campaign trail. And it was a lone 20-year-old on a roof. This is what they want you to believe. A 20-year-old nerd got up on the roof with no help, no support, no comrades, and tried to take out former President Donald Trump. You know what that sounds like, Art? That sounds exactly like the story they gave us of the Dr. King assassination. What did they tell us? James Earl Ray acted alone, climbed up in the building, and shot Dr. King above a grassy knoll. And we believed that story for a quarter of a century until what happened, Art? The late Queen Mother Coretta Scott King, God rest her soul, and her children, Dr. King's children, and their white lawyer, William Pepper, sued in U.S. court and proved in court. This is official record, Art. Anybody can check it out. Dr. King was assassinated by the U.S. government. James Earl Ray had nothing to do with it. Dr. King was assassinated by the U.S. government. James Earl Ray had nothing to do with it. So much so that Dr. King's family tried to help James Earl Ray get out of jail. They knew he was so innocent, Art. They tried to help him get out of jail. But when you go to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, when you go to the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, where Dr. King was murdered, because they turned that hotel into the National Civil Rights Museum. Best museum in the country, by the way. But when you go there, what does the information still say in the museum? James Earl Ray shot Dr. King across the street up in that window, even though it's already been proven in court that the FBI and the U.S. military killed Dr. King. Dr. King was assassinated by a sharpshooter from the Memphis Police Department. A sharpshooter from the Memphis Police Department, and the Green Berets of the U.S. Army was the backup shooters. The Green Berets of the U.S. Army were the backup shooters. That's who killed Dr. King, not James Earl Ray. And now here they running the same playbook. Look at it, same playbook. A 20-year-old nerd climbed up on the roof and shot President Trump. And let me get this right. National Security Agency couldn't see him. CIA couldn't see him. Secret Service couldn't see him. FBI couldn't see him. Homeland Security couldn't see him. Come on, man. Y'all got satellites that could spot a fly on the ground. So you got satellites that can spot a mosquito on the wall. But y'all couldn't spot a 20-year-old nerd with a rifle on the roof. Who's believing that? And then check it out, Art. When Donald Trump allegedly gets hit in the ear, if you that close, you pop off again with a second shot. If you hit him that close, you popping off with a second shot. Why didn't he use a semi-automatic to begin with? But here's the other question. Why didn't they cover Donald Trump's head? So somebody wanted to take you out. You just got shot in the ear and your head is still up, not because you walk down the steps with your head exposed. Come on, Art. Who do you know? Listen, if you in the hood and somebody shoot, what's the first thing you do? Duck down. In the hood, you're going to duck down. So you running for president of the United States. You just got shot in your ear, and they still leave your head exposed almost the entire time he was on the rostrum, going down the steps, and Donald Trump even stood up and put a fist and shook his fist like this. Bull crap. Bull crap. That was a state-sponsored artificial assassination attempt. And the question is, why did they do it? I'm going to tell you why I think. This is my early assessment. Somebody got the drop that the power structure was going to tell Joe Biden to bow out. Somebody got the drop because the assassination attempt was a few days ago. Biden just stepped down. Somebody in the Republican elite got the drop that Biden was going to step down. So they artificially created this assassination attempt to do what? Increase Donald Trump's popularity with the American people. This man survived an assassination attempt. How can you not vote for him? He's the people's champ. He doesn't represent the power structure. He doesn't represent the establishment. He doesn't represent the elite. He doesn't represent the shadow government. Donald Trump represents the people. If he didn't, why would they try to kill him? That was a publicity stunt for popularity because they knew Biden was stepping down and they need Donald Trump to be able to take on and win against Kamala or whoever the Democratic Party anoints in Biden's absence. That was complete publicity stunt. And now he walking around with a diaper on his ear. He ain't got a concern in the world. You see him? He using the assassin. I took a bullet for my country. That's what I took a bullet for my country. That's exactly why they did it. That was one of the best campaign stunts, popularity schemes I ever seen in my life. They don't miss when they shoot. Don't nobody miss when they shoot presidents. And also, Art, keep in mind, we only had 6 presidential assassination attempts. 3 of them was on Friday. 3 of them is on Saturday. Why is Friday and Saturday the only time you can shoot at U.S. presidents? Because the order must be coming up from a high place that we don't see.
And you made a good point on your IG Live, because I caught half of it where you were speaking on, Trump and how, they try to assassinate him. And you made a good point when you brought up Obama.
Nobody shot at him. More death threats. Barack Obama received more death threats probably than all other presidents in American history put together, and nobody never shot at him. And you mean to tell me Donald Trump, as popular as he is, gets shot at? I'm not buying it. He didn't even duck. If Donald Trump feared for his life, he would have been on the ground, Art. Who do you know still standing? Who do you know still standing up? And somebody just popped them. I'm on the ground. I'm crawling. In fact, I'm not even moving. Lay on top of me. They would have threw him on the ground, laid on him, rolled him over. He's not walking down the steps with his head up, pumping a fist. Publicity stunt. See, the problem is people don't know how thorough the National Security Agency is. They don't know how thorough CIA, FBI. They don't know how thorough. See, you got to remember now, America assassinates more heads of state than any government on earth. America kills people on the regular. They don't mess up when they do it, and they damn sure not going to mess up at all. Come on, man. Complete publicity stunt.